Greetings and salutations. My name is Tish, and welcome to the Artist Haven. In the live stream today, we are going to be working with master boards. Now, we can make master boards out of pretty much anything. I mean, really, we're mixed media artists, junk journalers, even people who do acrylic pouring, resin pouring. You can do those things on these boards. It's not just for one person or for one kind of people. I don't like I like being all inclusive here, you know? It's like um sorry, I'm adjusting um my monitor here because as I was setting up the new computer, it got all kittywampus or cattywampus. Do you say kittywampus or kittywampus? Let me know in the comments. Which one do you say? Because I don't know. I've always said kittywampus, and I've heard cattywampus, and sometimes I say wonky because things are wonky. So I don't know what is going on here, but technology and I are not friends at this point in time. I I've done over 700 live streams, and you'd think, but it's new software, new setup, got to work out all the bugs. I spent an hour this morning trying to get my camera to work with my other laptop, and it just wouldn't work. So, and now I'm not glitchy. Look at me, I'm smooth. It's awesome. Okay, so that's the other thing too, is I have to use my mouse with this laptop. Good morning, Em. Oh, she's having her coffee. Awesome, awesome. So anyway, today we're going to be making masterboards with food packaging. I have pizza boxes because I have a whole bunch of them. I have like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is over the course of many years though. I don't eat frozen pizza very often. DiGiorno, definitely not my thing, but if you're going to get it, get the rising crust, okay? Just do it. I mean, most people like thin crust. I don't. I like them bready and thick. But these were on sale, so that's why I have them. Of course, you got to go with HB. When you live in Texas, if you don't know what HB is, then you're missing out because HB is pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. It's right up there with Cub Foods up north. So yeah, don't you know? And this brand of pizza, this Motor City Pizza Company, this is really good. I mean, I always doctor them up. But if you need something quick and meal, there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn these into masterboards. And we're going to collage on top of this side. And I am going to collage even the ends except for this one because it's got the hair piece. So what we're going to do is I figured I just started out when we're going to start here and go from there. And I'm going to try and get through all of these because we have a lot of mask making to do, and masterboards are like the base thing for me for a lot of different projects. If you want to follow along and know what we're going to be doing in the next 100 some odd days, I put a link in the description for what projects we're going to be working on. And if you have questions, put them in the comments below, or if you can join us here live for chat, that's even better because then I can answer your questions right away because I have a very jam-packed day today. Most of it is housekeeping, like literal housekeeping. So I wanted to show you this thing that I got at a garage sale because garage sales are my jam, man. Garage sales, estate sales, thrifting. We went thrifting yesterday. Oh, we didn't mean to, but there's a Goodwill, and I don't normally shop at Goodwill. This was probably the cleanest Goodwill I've ever been to in my life. And anyway, it was beautiful, clean. I mean, I don't know. And the people there were nice, and I got a dresser that I'm going to flip. So yeah. But this is a letter opener, and it's actually like a little dagger. It's a little sharp knife. And I got it for like $1. Not even. I got 3 crates of stuff for $10. Like those little Sterlite crates. I got 3 of those for $10. I also got my friend a typewriter because she wanted a typewriter. But this thing is great for getting that sealed edge. You just kind of run it along. Well, maybe. And I shouldn't cut towards myself. But you just run it along and it's perfect. So if you see one of these at a garage sale, snag it. It's amazing. You can actually get regular letter openers at office supply places, but this one's like literally, it's like a blade. And it's got a nice little handy dandy sheath for it, so you don't, no strawberry jam here. But I am going to take this one off just because this doesn't work very well. At least I've never had success with it. So if you have success with it, keep it on there. Try it, if you've never done it before, try it out. See if it works for you. But I'm going to put I'm going to put this in my scrap bin. I have a bag of scraps of this heavier chipboard style packaging stuff. We're going to be making not until this fall when it's cooler outside and I can take y'all outside and my computer won't overheat. Then we can do some paper making. I think that'd be awesome. I think that's going to be awesome. And I'm going to be teaching classes on paper making. So we could, you can get practice in a non-judgmental place. So yeah, it's because you know what? Everybody starts at 0. Some of us start at -0, at like negative. We're at like -100 because we have 0 complete clue of what's going on. So my little thing that I do sometimes, if the packaging is really super shiny, is I will just take a sanding block and just run it across a couple of times without knocking everything over. Jeez, oh, and just give this a nice rub. It helps to knock down some of that shine. And I try and get the glue off, but sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes you just gotta love it. But I think oh, look at that. See, and I don't care if I pull up a little bit of the paper because it's already so thick. So that'll go in the garbage though. We don't want glue in our, so we got a little bit of glue over here. Now you can take, let me show you. If I gotta put it in the right way. Do I have, hold on. I've been cutting up boxes over at my station. So I have 2 6-foot tables that are butted up right side by each other. And I love it because I can, for the first time in a very long time, I can have multiple projects going and not have to move them. It's like, I have been in little studios for so long. So I just take the blade and I got this at Home Depot, I think. Home Depot or Menards. And it's just a straight blade. And you can cut off the glue if you're so inclined. If you need to have it straight, you need to have it perfect. I don't really care because I can cover up that texture with something else. Or I can work with the texture. So those are your options. Let's get this stuff out of the way. You know what, the easiest way to do this is just to shake it off on the floor because we're going to sweep up anyway. Okay, let's finish giving this a little rub down. And you'll feel it. You'll feel a difference. Good afternoon, Andy. I think it's afternoon there because it's 10 o'clock here, 6 hours ahead. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, now this is where your design choices really kind of come in. Now, if you're just doing a masterboard, because you're just going to cover it all up anyway, Put down full sheets of paper. Who cares? You just want to cover the printing stuff. No one's going to know except for you. But I like to take my scrap bin, which is, this is a wash basin that, you know, when you go camping, you wash things in. So what I like to do is take pieces of paper that are various sizes. Now this is all my little scraps. What did I do with all my big scraps? Oh, I know what I did with them. They're over here. La la la. Let's grab some of these big scraps. Maybe. These are way big. We're gonna save those. Let's see what we got in here. Those are more masterboards that I've got. I found when I was cleaning the studio and unpacking all my stuff, I found a whole like envelope, I guess you'd call it, of scraps. So, okay, so we got a couple of those. Let's grab the book pages. I think these are my bigger, these are actually book pages. I wonder what I did. I'm having one of those days where I can't remember stuff. Got some in here. Let's pull this one out. This one. And these. And these. Oh, here's some. I got the hiccups now because I was up. Oh, here we go. So this happens when you get to be too organized. Okay. There is a thing. 3:55 there, yeah. I started a little later than I wanted to because I was having technical difficulties. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a couple of these book pages, and then we're gonna just kind of go from big to small because I'm just gonna go with it. Anchovy stuffed eggs. Yeah, no, I don't think so. So I'm using Uhu glue, and I get the bigger tubes. I think these are 40 grams. Yeah, these are 40 grams, and then I have the little, I had some of the little tubes. This is Tombow mono glue stick. I love this stuff, but this has a bigger surface area, so when you're working with a bigger space, you want to use the biggest one you got. This is 22 grams, so you can see there's a definite size difference, and then obviously, you know, so if you're working on a little area, those are great. And Stephanie just ordered, well, not just, she ordered the bigger ones in the Tombow, and I don't know if they've come in yet. But so I have a link for her online shop if you want to check that out and let her know that I sent you, because I love her store. From the first time I walked in there, I was like, I love this place. I need to be here more often. And Stephanie is kind of, Stephanie is kind of my sister from another mister. So I'm going to put this guy right here. And we're going to put him kind of kitty wampus. See, there I go again. Is it kitty wampus or catty wampus? Now you're going to sometimes see through. And that's okay, because we're going to do so much stuff to this, it's not going to matter. And I'm not going to put I think I'm not going to put the art papers on here, because that's what we're going to be doing. We'll save these for a different project. But like this is like, I use this as a background. I mean, And I'm gonna save that for the different project. But these ones will be cool. And then I've got these. Like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna save that for a different project. Okay, because I already have the project. Normally I would say, just put it down. Just put it down. But I already have the project in mind. So it's like, oh, I'm doing this in a couple weeks. I need that for that. So don't hoard your stuff. We're not hoarders. There was a phrase that I used to say, and now it's not coming to me. I'll have to look at I used to say it all the time too, but I've been doing live streams for a very long time, and sometimes I forget things. Let's put that one down. It's actually we can just tape over it. So a RIC, it was called a RIC, a randomly inclusive collection. I don't hoard, I have a RIC. I knew I'd think of it. Now, when you're collaging, it's important to get your glue everywhere. Some people will actually use liquid glue, and you know what? No shade thrown on those people. I don't like the mess. Because I get everything sticky. It's like, to me, it's like powdered sugar. I get everything sticky. Okay, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna tear it, and we're gonna put it right here. Yeah. Oh, I like that one. Let's see. Does this one have it too? No, that one's got a different one. Okay, so we'll do. Oh no, that one's the same. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna tear this off. There we go. Because that hole was bothering me. I know, I'm weird. It's okay. So, Andy, what are you up to today? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on my music. That's why I feel like the need to talk so much. And we're going to cover that corner up just like that. And I like the dotted line, so I'm just going to leave it. All right, where's my moose? Here's my mouse. Let's start it from. I'll start. Okay. I'm not hearing the music. Whoa, that was really loud. I wonder. Settings. Audio. Well, what the deuce is going on now? Can you guys hear me? My audio. I don't know what's going on. I see microphone output. I went to go. Oh, I know what is going on. Okay. Why is that? What is going on? No. Well, crap. Did they turn off? Hang on, let me look. No, they're bidding. They're blinking. Oh, well. Well, I don't know what is going on. Okay, so you must be able to hear me because Andy said that it's 3:55 there, so you should be able to hear me. That's what when I can't hear audio, that's what I worry about. Okay. It says the music's playing, then why can't I hear it? Hang on, let's try. Okay, so it says it's connected. Camera's mouse. Okay, I can hear out of it, so it is something within EVMux. So there's nothing I can do with that, because according to settings, my microphone is that and my headphones. Nope. Nope. Either that or it's communicating between, because I have the NVIDIA thing going because I couldn't get my camera going. Yeah, see, it's not NVIDIA either. It's EVMux. Okay, well, we did some problem solving. So I don't know what to do. We'll figure it out later. So you guys, if the music's too loud, just let me know, because I can't hear it. That's just sad. You know, we'll just turn it off. Since I can't hear it, I don't like doing that because I don't want to be blowing your ears out or your speakers out or, you know, whatever. Okay. Let's grab some of these pages because they're a little bit bigger. And we'll put this guy down here. I'll eventually get this live streaming things figured out. It's a different experience live streaming on your phone than it is on a PC or, you know, Apple or whatever you have, a Mac. It just works different. It's the same concept and same buttons and stuff like that, but when you use your phone, it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more like you don't have as many features available. Like it's less complicated. Sometimes less complicated is a good thing. Let's do this. You know what I need is my glue pad. There we go. That'll help. Oh, you still got internet issues? That sucks. Trust me, I know. we finally got decent internet here, and hopefully it stays that way. That's why I chose to go live at this time of day, is because in the evenings our internet kind of goes wonkerdoodle. You know, it's like it's not as sound as it should be. So that's why I chose, and I figure, you know, most people have jobs and stuff and work during the week, but I'm going to do the same time on the weekends. And Mikey asked me last night, "Are you serious about doing this?" I'm like, "As a heart attack, my dude." And he's like, "You're crazy." And I'm like, "I know." Okay. But, you know, if he's just figuring that out now after knowing me for years and years, then yeah, what can I say? All right, we're going to take this and we're going to clear this one. And we're going to put it right here. I guess we're going to have 2 glue sticks open, because why not? All right, so you can see I'm just kind of going hither and thither with it. And we can't really do anything with it today because it needs to dry. So we're going to take today and tomorrow and Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are all going to be about making master boards. And we're going to do different master boards on different things. I like that, but okay. We're going to use that on a different one. And we already used this one. Put that over there. And the reason why I'm ripping these, ooh, I like this. The reason why I'm ripping these is because it makes it easier to glue. That's the only reason I'm ripping them. We're going to use this one. Actually, we're going to use the star one. Put that. And I'm keeping the little scraps because we can use that to fill in those wonkerdoodle spaces. I'm going to put this guy right here. Let's put this. Oh, this one I cut little paw prints out of. Oh, look at that, the little paw prints. Aren't they cute? I'll put them over there. I got that somewhere. I don't know where it went. I'm going to do I need my glue towel. Where did he go? I'm gonna search for my glue towel. Hold on. All right. And what I do is I take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and I kind of make my own baby wipe. A little bit of rubbing alcohol, a little bit of water. There we go. Now I can wipe my hands off. There we go. And I usually just keep that on my leg because it's not super wet. All right, let's grab this guy. No. Let's grab this guy. Oh, we got a couple here. Cool. Oh, There's a map. It's a pink map. Here we go. Here's one of the United States of America. Put that over there. And we'll do this way. You know what I could do? Is I could turn on my other phone that's hooked up to my speaker because I have the same music on there. Let's put this one like this. There we go. And I'm going to put this one right here, like so. There we go. Okay. Okay, I need to get something right here. Let's see what we got for books. Grab some of these. Hmm. Let's clean this off. All right. Clean that off because it's getting overly sticky. Actually, let's do it this way. Then we need one for up here. Let's see. We got a couple of these. Now we can take all these little pieces. Where's my tearing ruler? Here it is. You know, that's really kind of bothering me that that music isn't playing. It's like, why? Why isn't it playing? What did I do? What did I do? How did I mess that up again? Did I mess something up again? Because I do that. I mess things up. Most of the time, you know, it's unintentional. But sometimes, you know, to err is human, right? I'll figure it out. I just don't know of I don't know of any other live streaming software that is stable-ish and web-based, so I can set up my studio and do it like, because ye who shall not be named, I just don't want to deal with them anymore. They keep jumping up my pricing, and it's like, okay. actually fit right there perfectly. So put that in the scrap bin. Well, that's interesting. Never had that happen before. I'm seeing if it'll happen on any of the other ones, because that's kind of cool. It smudged the ink, so. Okay, I think we're covered. And I'm not going to worry about this little piece, that little piece, because that's something we can deal with later. So there's one undone, and did some really cool stuff. Now lay it flat. I'm going to lay it on the floor over here. The cats are no longer allowed in the studio because they fight over cuddly spots. So let's do the next one. All right, you. There we go. And if you're just joining us, we are making collage boards or master boards or substrates. You can call them a lot of different things. Just don't call them late for supper. Out of pizza boxes, frozen pizza boxes. You can use cereal boxes. You can use cracker boxes. You can use whatever your little heart desires, or your big heart. You know, no judgment here. Sanding block. So when you use packaging, first off, you want to make sure it's not contaminated with any food. So don't use, like food that actually comes in contact with the box. Pizzas are usually wrapped in plastic, and it's usually pretty safe that they're not contaminated, because you don't want even just a little, little bit of cheese on it or something, because we don't know if that's going to mold. So, better to be safe than sorry. You can also spray them down with rubbing alcohol. I've done that before. To me, it just seems like an extra step. If the food's already in a package, it's pretty safe to say that it's not going to contact the board. So, and then I just take, I think this is a fine to medium. So I'm assuming probably 120 and 220-ish, maybe. It's just a 3M sanding block, and I just brush, knock down some of the glossy stuff. And you can kind of feel it. You can feel that it's not as shiny, as slick. It just gives and you can actually see it when I really press. I'm just trying, that's what I'm trying to do, is get it to really show. This just makes it so your glue has something to adhere to. So you can really see how dim that picture became. Let's see if it helps when I shimmer it in the light, and it does a little bit. So it's still shiny, but it's not as shiny. And you'll notice more in person when we do it. And you can use sanding paper from the dollar store. You don't have to use a sanding block. I just choose to do so. Okay, so this one we're gonna do soya beans or onion sauce. See, now I'm hungry. That's funny. Their tartar sauce is mayonnaise, raw spinach, 2 or 3 pickles, 2 tablespoons capers, and 1 tablespoon French mustard. That actually sounds really good. This is from a French cookbook. I got it a long time ago, and it got water damaged and got moldy, so I took the parts of the book that I could salvage. And I'm continuing my love of food by putting it in my art. And I am just going to do this right in the center, because that's how I like to start. I like to start right in the middle, work my way. I'll do here and here. I'll go over here. I'm just random, because why try and be all neat and orderly when you don't have to be? Because that's kind of annoying, right? So we're going to take this. Where'd my glue mat go? Oh, I got my other glue mat. Let's use the other one for now. Let that other one dry. So I've got this glue mat. This is just a cutting board, self-healing cutting mat that I got. And I put this clear table, you can get them at the Dollar Tree. They're cutting mats. And I use it as a glue mat. I use it to do UV resin on. I use it for a lot of things. So just goes to show you don't have to buy art supplies for your studio. And you don't even have to have a studio per se. You can be using your dining room table. Just make sure to cover it. You don't want to ruin your table. And this one I'm going to make sure goes all the way to the edge. Well, mostly to the edge. But, you know, you just do you. Don't worry about other people or other things. Just do you. Oops, that was not supposed to happen. I'm using the big Uhu sticks. These are the 40-gram sticks because they don't take as long as those the little ones. Well, I think they're 22 grams. Is that what I said earlier? I don't remember. There we go. So just, you know, random possession. No, this is not a horror movie, although some people might say that. I'm actually going to put this down here. Oh, no, I like it up there. I liked it with this. So let's do that. I'm going to take this little bit off too. I'm going to put it right there because I can. So this today and tomorrow and all this week and all next week, I'm going live every day. I'm going to try to be on at 9 o'clock Central Time, Central US Time, because sometimes technical difficulties prohibit me from sticking to my plan. But you know what? I'm the girl that can fix things. I can MacGyver it. I can modify it. I just can make stuff happen. And that's what I love about me. But, you know, I'm not being conceited. I'm not being egotistical. Okay, we don't want to use this one because that talks about things that are inappropriate. It's not that it's a smut book or one of those trashy romance novels. It's not. It's just sometimes it mentions words that I don't feel are appropriate for my art. So I try to keep those words out. And if I make a kit and I see it, like I use a lot of dictionary pages because I think they look cool. And you can get them fairly cheap at thrift stores and whatnot. But I'll let this dry because I don't know what I'm going to do down here. I won't, there's words in the dictionary, which are very valid words. They are, you know, true words, but I don't think I need to be promoting those words. So I don't put them in my kits. And it's not censorship or anything like that. It's just my thoughts and feelings. And it's not anything to do with being race or gender bias or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. There are words in the English language that I don't really like. And one of them is an M word, and an M as in mom, as in monster, as in, yeah, no. Ugh. Anyway, just thinking about it gives me the heebies. Okay, what else do we got in here? Let's put that down. Is this just one page of the dictionary? Yeah, it is. Okay. That might be kind of cool to use for later, so we're going to set him over there. So we're going to be doing 106 live streams in 106 days in honor of my 6th anniversary on YouTube. The last few years, I've been kind of silent. I've been trying to get back since since October of last year, and well, life just gets really lifey sometimes, and there are days where I have difficulty getting out of bed, and I get up out of bed and start doing stuff and distract myself instead of facing things that have been bothering me and things that are really important to living a healthy and happy life. And, you know, just tried to tuck it away in some neat little shelf. And you can't live life like that. And so this is where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go, I promised myself that I would go live every day. Oh, what are these? This one's pretty. Let's get, yeah, because these are single-sided scrap papers. Yeah. Cool. Let's fix that. Well, for Pete's sake. Apparently I can't tear it. Hey. There we go. I'll put those over there. Uh-oh, what did Andy say? I missed it. You're more than welcome to drop me a message if you're struggling, or we can play car football. Car soccer! Yeah. I don't know. Tape and I are not friends. Self-adhesive wallpaper. Boy. I did buy some though, because I thought it'd be really cool to collage with it. And that's part of one of the things that we're gonna be doing. So yeah. Because it had a Dollar Tree, and I'm like, interesting. So I grabbed some because I'm weird that way. Okay, well, I can't seem to rip things in a normal fashion. It just turns out all wonkerdoodle. So there it is. I put it in a spot where I wouldn't forget where it was, and then I forgot where it was. But no, I actually, the trick to that, because it's kind of like shelf liner, and the trick to the self-adhesive anything is pull out the first 2 inches, get it where you want it, and then smooth it down, pull, smooth it down, pull. And that's the trick to it. And just finding a rhythm and don't rush. Because then you get bubbles and all kinds of wonkerdoodleness. So, but that's what I would do. If you have access to a laser level, that will save your bacon too. Yes, yes. Put that there. And this there. Just ordered new internet. Ours has been broken for 4 weeks, and I managed to get them to cancel my contract for free. Yay! New internet on Friday. That's exciting. That's exciting. So does that mean that you'll be live streaming? What's the name of that game? The Jackbox games and stuff. Because I love doing that. That's fun. I think I might start doing that. Just as a fun thing to do in like Discord, but I gotta get my Discord signed up, cleaned up and reset. Because this is a new era in my life, right? Right. Okay. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. Let's put that there. So collaging is, don't think about it. I mean, unless you're doing it with an intention, but if you're just doing masterboards, and I don't say just as in, it's not as important as doing a purposeful collage. If you're doing masterboards, don't overthink it. Just slap the paper down. Let it come together organically. I mean, I have things going this way and this way and this way and this way. I you know, don't overthink it. I'm gonna do this because that's kind of a cool little diagram to put in a manly journal. Oh, cool! You could be able to do the streams again. Okay, let's do. That. My hands are getting sticky. Let's see. Let's put this right here. Where's my other glue mat? Oh, it's on my lap. So when you're doing masterboards of any kind, your glue is important. And your application of glue is important. You can always go back. If you get a lifting corner or something, you can always go back and, you know, glue it. But if you're using an inexpensive glue for a masterboard, which you can, but be aware that inexpensive glues don't have the strongest of binders, you know, and sciencey science stuff. So it's, you wanna, if you're, even if you use the Uhu glue just for masterboards and don't use it for anything else, you use, for everything else you use a different glue, it's worth it. It's, you know, you can get cheap art supplies and they work really well. And then you get cheap art supplies and they don't work worth a crap. So you gotta find out what works for you in your price range. And, you know, I mean, I'd love to go out and buy all the golden things because I love golden. Golden is my favorite. Like, okay, golden, if you're going to start doing brand deals, I'm your girl. Because I freaking love it. Well, that's cool. That's a different one. And we'll take this and we'll do this. Same with Tim Holtz. Tim Holtz is expensive, but I love it. And that's why I use for, you know, basic everyday edging and distressing, I use, I've been using Hero Arts, which is substantially less expensive. It's like $3 or something, $3 or $4 versus, you know, $6 or $8 for the other ones. So don't be afraid to, because I'm going to be real with you, no one's going to know. Like, for real, I can't go, even I, who am very familiar with, like, the majority of the products that are used in this kind of stuff, mixed media art, I can't walk up and say, oh, that's not a Tim Holtz color, because they always change so differently when you're using it on a cream colored background or a craft colored background, or, you know, there's no way for anyone to know. Don't get all discombobulated about it. It's not big enough. Oh, you know what? We're going to do it like this. Well, wait, we got that to cover up yet too, which will be fine. Yep. I'm just using the papers I like and covering up the board. As long as the board gets covered, because we're going to be doing some intuitive scripting and splattering and stamping. And so 90% of this stuff is going to get covered up anyway. I mean, and don't worry that I got glue smudges. There's a bunch of glue smudges. Don't worry about that stuff. Don't freak. Chill, my dude. Chill. I'm gonna grab this little piece right here. Where's my tearing stick? There we go. I'm gonna put that one there. There. Actually, we're gonna have to do it like that in order for it to cover, which is fine. So I need one here, one there. Okay. Let's put that right there. Okay, in here. So let's pull out. That right there. Tear off this piece. And I use big pieces on the big card because it's just a matter of covering, and I don't want to be here for the next 30 years trying to cover this board. And see now that script that was underneath there, that's part of the box, it actually looks like it's a book page because you just put something over the top of it. So like I want to cover this up wholly, so I might use something like this, you know, that's a little thicker, but that's not wide enough. I'm digging through my scraps. They're down here on the floor. And they're not on the floor. They're on a box that's on the floor. Because it's easier to do it this way. And so that's, you know, that's got a little bit. And we've got a dictionary page right there. It's okay. Ooh, I'm going to use that one because that's cool. And there's a tractor. Ooh, cool, cool, cool. And it's a little shiny. Okay, it's good. It's fine. There we go. So all this is, we got to cover this one. And I find once I get in a rhythm of doing this, I can just kind of pop them off really fast. Because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I want to go, you know, this is one of those, I'm going to spend an hour in my studio creating something. So when I have an afternoon in my studio, like I have from noon to 6, I already have everything I need. It's like Tim Holtz says, make a bunch of backgrounds, do a bunch of this, do a bunch of that. You know, like to spend an hour. You only have an hour? Okay, make masterboards. And you don't have to do them this big. You can use, you know, whatever you want to use. But we're going to talk about how to, you know, this, we're going to use this today. And tomorrow we're going to be using Amazon packing paper and the packaging that you actually get. So it's a smaller scale. So you're not going to want to put a whole big page on it, you know. Well, you can, and there's no law against it. Let's see that. You just have fun, and I find this relaxing. I find it more relaxing when I can get the music to actually play. I don't know what's going on with that. My headphones work. Okay, and I need 2 pieces about yay big. When I get my studio finally mostly clean, because I don't know if my studio will ever be clean, like ever. Like I'm just a messy artist, and I come in and I'm like a Tish NATO. And you know, I don't pretend to I don't pretend to know what I'm doing all the time. Sometimes I just play with something until it happens the way I want it to be. But I gotta start going to bed earlier. That's my biggest problem. It's like my brain doesn't shut off, and I have a hard time falling asleep. And I've been watching like YouTube videos, or not watching. Oh, I don't need to cover that up. Okay, hang on. We're gonna alter it. There we go. We'll put him here, like so. And we'll do this one right here. There, see? It's called an audible. All right, here's my brayer. I'm gonna start using the brayer because that'll save my fingers from getting all sticky. Okay, so we got everything covered. There's number 2. So there's 2 in an hour. Let's see if we can do 2 in 20 minutes. Let's grab some bigger book pages. Yeah. Oh, this one's cool. These are cool. I'm gonna put those 2 down. And this one's kind of thin, so we won't use that. And we've got full pages of the French. And then we've got this boating one. This is, oh, those are, oh, I forgot to make it. He's taking his drone test. He was talking about clouds, and that was just a page about clouds. And I'm like, oh, perfect. Did that one. Okay, a couple of these. There we go. Okay. Now, time to hit to it. Okay, we can move this out of the way. And I'm just going to use my finger. Hopefully not get a paper cut. So see, you don't need no fancy tools. You don't need no fancy tools. But it makes it a little bit more fun. Take this off. Okay, so I just took off the opening bit. And I'll put that in my pile for making paper. I'm gonna make paper and paper clay, and I just have all these ideas in my head. All right, we're gonna take the sanding block and we're gonna do this. But I gotta sneeze, hold the show. Okay, I'm better now. Oh, sippy sip, excuse me, my Slurpee. All right, for this, I'm gonna put glue on here. Now this is what the method that you can use with wet glue. You can put the glue on the cardboard because the cardboard is more sturdy and you won't get wrinkling. Well, you might still get wrinkling, but it's less likely. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this page. Normandy sauce and onion curry sauce. See, doesn't that make you hungry? It makes me hungry. And we're going to do this. We're going to pop that down just like that. And then we're going to lift up where we need to put glue. I might need to get more glue sticks. I have more in the studio, just they're across the room. Usually 2 is sufficient. Okay, and then we're gonna, here is a recipe for pretty girl sauce. I'm gonna have to keep that just because it's funny. And we're gonna take this guy. And we're gonna slap him down right here. No, let's do it this side. There we go. And I just wanna cover that. I don't want to be matchy-matchy. That's like my goal in life, is not to be matchy-matchy. Because, you know, I don't even match my socks. If you know me, you know I don't match my socks. Because why? I got better things to do than to stand there and match all my colorful, printed, fun socks. Because SpongeBob doesn't mind hanging out with Nightmare Before Christmas, and you know, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, we're gonna do this. And we're gonna take this. So this one's a little bit longer, so let's do a little bit more here. There we go. We're going to plop this down right here. There we go. And we've got this paper. I want to tear the edges on this so it gives it a little bit more texture. Where did my tearing ruler go? There it is. I should always put it in the same spot. That way it doesn't get buried. That's the theory anyway. So I'm just going to tear the edges off of this. And I'm not worried about being straight. I've never worried about being straight. Just on the right path, right? Right. Okay. Let's put some more glue down. There we go. I'm going to slap this baby down. There we go. And let's do a page right here. What do we got? Miscellaneous topics. Make it a little kitty wampus. I love the holes in this. There we go. And we're going to take this guy and put him right here. Actually, we're going to put him right here. Here we go. Take one of these. Lay him down. Now we need something right here. It's the same page. Let's do well, that one wants to wrinkle. It's okay. All right, we need a little piece, something right here. So we're just gonna do this little guy right here. All right, let's flip it around. It's easier. Whoop, I booped the camera. Sorry, guys. All right, now let's put him right in the middle. And you want to make sure your edges are down, even if they're going to get covered up, because it'll just make for a better connection with everything. Everything will flow together more nicely. Let's put this guy right here. Just like that. Okay. Okay. Let's put this all the way over here. There we go. Actually, let's do that. Okay, I need something right here. I need one for here. Oop. That is the end of this. I have a little bit left in there yet. Thank you, Sammy. I'll wipe my hands off really quick because I got glue out. I got all kinds of stuff all over my hands, but you know, that's part of being an artist, eh? All right. There is number 3. Oop. Got a little happy with the glue. So number 3 is ready for the floor. Okay. Now we've got 1. Here. We're going to do the big pages again. This time I think I'm going to try a different process. So again, if you're just joining us, we are doing, you know, I'm just going to try and leave that there. I'm just going to try it. But we are doing collage boards on food packaging. So we can upcycle this. We can turn this into an acrylic pour substrate. We can turn it into a resin pour substrate. We can turn it into stuff for junk journaling, art journaling, all kinds of crazy stuff. We can do so much with what we have. We just got to learn how to see things differently. So give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Sneezes. Sneezes and then hiccups. And I didn't want to do that all in your ear because that just seems rude. Well, I lost my sanding block. We'll just have to grab another. It's funny because I will go to garage sales and these will be in the free bin. This is a 180. And they'll be in the free bin because they've been used and they don't think they can sell. So I'll just grab them. I'll bring them home, wash them in some bleach water, hope that it doesn't react to any kind of chemicals or anything. And then I bring them up in the studio. You know, I don't buy a lot of things new anymore. I mean, I have been, but I gotta get back to my roots, back to where I feel like I'm contributing and teaching people and living my life again, because life gets lifey. And here's my little rag. Just wipe that off. Okay, you go that way then. See, and that's what we're sanding off of there. All right, I am going to change up. No, maybe. No, I think I'll stick with glue stick. Ha, pun. I'll stick with glue stick. Okay, this one is done. So this one goes in the done pile. And I say pile because I'm not cheap, I'm frugal. And I will sit and I will take a skewer and I will take all the glue that's in there and put it all in one and then smush it down. And you'd be amazed at how many you can, if you do that to like 4 or 5 glue sticks, you got a brand new glue stick. Because, yeah. And I think this one's almost done too. I might have to go grab some more glue sticks quick. Got about 20 minutes. Didn't quite, if I can get this one done, I'll be happy. Okay, yep, this one's at its peak. So these two will go in the bin for upcycling, recycling, whatever you want to call it. And I've been trying to hold off because Amazon days are coming up. So I've been trying to hold off and hopefully my glue sticks go on sale. But, you know, it's highly unlikely. But we'll see. This one's been opened before. I can tell because it doesn't glide as nicely. There we go. Get some glue stick down. And put this right here. That's my brayer. There it is. Okay. I didn't bring it all the way down, but I wanted to make sure we got those two connected. Let's just do that right here. And we're going to do a little piece right here. Because we've got stick this down. This is also a good use for all those pages that are super fragile, like this one. This has got some really cool color to it, but it's super fragile because it's an old book, you know. It's all right. Now we should be able to do this all the way to the edge. Move this over just a smidge. There we go. Excuse me. Yep, now we can do that all the way to the edge. It's still sticky. All right. Now we got this piece and that piece. There's that. Let's flip this over. Okay. Start here. Too small. Perfect. Put that down. I think that should be good. All right. Now we've got a few of these papers kind of hanging over the edge. And once it dries, we can go back and cut that, just take a scissors and cut them off, or take the tearing ruler and tear them off. But I like to wait till it dries. So, so you don't accidentally pull the paper out of place or something. There we go. That makes me feel better. So we've got 4 of these done. And I've got 3 left. 4 left. I didn't get all the journal ones done. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will finish these before we go to do our master board projects. But yeah, just sit down, grab some stuff. Doesn't have to be perfect. And even if you have all the same, like you have one magazine, tear out pages and do bits and bobs and doing different directions. And then you're going to probably, for magazines, you're probably going to want to clear gesso over the top of it. Or if you don't have clear gesso, just some white glue, just to help knock down some of that shininess and make it so things will adhere to it. White glue will work. Is it ideal? No. But you know what? We work with what we got. And you don't have to have the latest and greatest tools. I can't tell you. I watched Tim Holtz live this weekend, and he was doing neon alcohol inks. First, I had a good cry because Clara would have loved those. Absolutely loved them. She would have been like first in line to order them and get them and play with them and talk about them and be all cuckoo for coconuts over them. But then I'm like, oh, I really want this. It's only 8. I can really do this. And it's like, why? I am not an alcohol ink artist. I can wait on those. There are other things like glue sticks. I need to buy more glue sticks. You know, it's just, so I got to talk myself out of it. And, you know, that's just life. And some days you can afford whatever you want, and some days you can't. At least in my life, I've had that where I can't exactly do whatever I want, whenever I want. You know, like I do art for a living now. I teach classes. I'm working on several other projects, which I will announce later on once they're closer to completion. I work with Mikey and helping him build his astrophotography business, and you know, do the things that bring him joy. And yeah, if you want to check out Mikey's site, Mikey is my partner in shenanigans and just an awesome dude that I adore, and I can't wait till he meets someone and has a family so I can watch them all grow together. It'd be awesome. So anyway, his website is firesideastro.com, and you can see all the amazing pictures that he takes of the stars and edits them. And it's just, sometimes it's a little overwhelming because it's like, ugh, that's all out there. And there's got to be human life out there, humanoid life out there. You know, we can't be the only ones. So yeah, but that is it for today, I think. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or you can join us on our Discord. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Toodaloo. Remember, be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.